Greetings everyone, welcome to a new episode of Mr. Bioinformatics. My dear beautiful viewer, you are poor and I really sympathize with you. We have just finished the pandemic COVID-19 and now we have heard the spreading of monkeypox, the virus that has 5 times higher infection mortality rate than COVID-19. The infection of mortality rate or fatality rate is how many infected cases died. We calculate the number of deaths over the infected cases and then we multiply it by 100 to get the percentage. The fatality rate for COVID-19 was about 2%, while a particular strain of monkeypox has a fatality rate as high as 10%. Can you imagine? It means that if there were 1 million cases, there could potentially be 100,000 deaths. That's a horrifying number. On 13th of August 2024 this year, the United Nations released an article titled "Monkeypox is still being transmitted across the world." Data indicates that the Democratic Republic of Congo has been experiencing a severe outbreak of monkeypox since the beginning of this year, with more than 14,000 cases and more than 500 deaths reported. From 1st of January 2022 to 13 June 2024 this year, a total of 99,176 laboratory confirmed cases of monkeypox, including more than 200 deaths, have been reported to the United Nations Health Agency from 116 countries in all the World Health Organization regions. And now, in August 2024, Dr. Tedros, the Director General of the World Health Organization or WHO, has declared a public health emergency regarding the outbreak, which now has over 17,000 confirmed cases across Africa. The World Health Organization labeled this situation as international concern. The outbreak comes as new strain identified and said to be spreading through sexual networks. WHO says it has been identified in Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda and Uganda, all countries that have never reported cases of monkeypox before. On 15th of August 2024 in Sweden, a new strain was detected. A person has contracted it during a stay in African country, where other cases have been reported. Professor Dimi from the International Health Regulations Emergency Committee said that the upsurge of monkeypox in parts of Africa, along with the spread of new sexually transmissible strain of monkeypox virus, is an emergency not only for Africa, but for the whole entire globe. Dr. Bryan, Associate Professor of Immunology at the University of Cambridge, agreed it was clearly concerning development, but unsurprising given the severity and the spread of the outbreaks in Africa. Dr. Tedros, the Director of World Health Organization, said that the emergence of new clade of monkeypox, its rapid spread in Eastern DRC or Democratic Republic of Congo, and the reporting of cases in several neighboring countries are very worrying. How did all of that happen, my dear friend? The story began in 1958 in a laboratory in Denmark, where the researchers were making experiments on monkeys. Here the virus has been detected. What? So we got the virus from Denmark, not from Africa? Yes, my dear. Then the virus has been found in small rodents, monkeys and other mammals living in these areas. And since we got it from monkeys, we call it monkeypox. But everything was under control until 1970, when the first human case was recorded. A 9-month-old boy in the Democratic Republic of Congo or DRC. According to CDC, monkeypox is zoonotic disease, meaning it can spread between animals and people. Animal-to-human transmission of monkeypox, for example, occurs through bites or scratches or during activities such as hunting, trapping, cooking, or eating animals. Monkeypox spreads from person to person through direct contact with infectious skin or lesions, including those in the mouth or genital areas. It spreads from human to human through contact or touching, such as face-to-face, talking, breathing, kissing, or in sex. For example, sex partners are at higher risk. Also, transmission occurs from materials such as contaminated sheets, clothes, or needles, through sharp injuries in healthcare and tattoo shops. My dear viewer, even pregnant persons may pass the virus through their unborn baby. But what happens when the virus enters the body? After the virus enters bodies, signs and symptoms usually begin within a week. But also it can start from the first day until the day 21 after exposure. Typically for monkeypox, fever, muscle aches, and sore throat appear first. Then the monkeypox rash begins on face and spread over the body. Some people may have one or few skin lesions, and others might have hundreds or more extended to palms or hands and soles of the feet, and also genital areas. It develops over 2 to 4 weeks. But take care, because people with monkeypox are very infectious and can pass the disease onto others until our sores have healed and a new layer of skin has formed. And after 1970, monkeypox occurred sporadically in Central and East Africa for clade 1 and in West Africa for clade 2. What is clade 1 and what's clade 2? My dear, let me tell you that we are facing different strains of the virus monkeypox. There are two main strains or clades of the virus. One that's originated in the Central Africa, which is clade 1, and one that is originated in the west of Africa, which is clade 2. Even among clade 2, we have two types, clade 2A and clade 2B. That's crazy, right? Clade 2 caused a global outbreak that began in 2022. Infections from clade 2 monkeypox are less severe. More than 99.9% of the infected people survive. But for clade 1, it's more aggressive. It causes more severe illness and death. Some outbreaks have killed up to 10% of the infected people. Both clades can spread through direct contact with the infected person and through contact with the contaminated materials. In 2003, an outbreak in the United States of America was linked to the import of wild animals due to clade 2. And since 2025, thousands of suspected cases have been reported in DRC every year. How does the virus spread from country to country? And is it like a chickenpox? To answer these questions, we need to know what monkeypox is. Although they both cause skin rashes, both viruses are different. Monkeypox is an orthopox virus, while chickenpox is a herpes virus. Orthopox virus, which includes monkeypox, are enveloped, break-shaped, double-stranded DNA viruses that replicate in a place in the cell called cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is like an apartment which has many rooms. A room for making energy, a room for building proteins, and so on. Monkeypox belongs to the orthopox virus genus in the Poxviridae family, which also indicates variola or smallpox and cowpox, while herpes virus, including chickenpox, have a simpler spherical shape, replicate in the nucleus, and cause different types of diseases. The nucleus is the center of the cell. But how do we differentiate between these two viruses, especially in diagnosis, for example? We use polymerase chain reaction PCR in the lab test for monkeypox. The best diagnosis specimens are taken directly from the rash, skin, fluid, or crusts and collected by swabbing. Testing blood, for example, is not recommended. Antibody detection methods may not be helpful, as they don't distinguish between different orthopox viruses. And that's why identifying monkeypox can be difficult, as other infections and conditions can look similar. In 2017, monkeypox re-emerged in Nigeria and continues to spread between people across the country and in travelers to other destinations. According to WHO report between 2018 and 2021, reports were compiled to track monkeypox in 6 African countries: Cameroon, Central African Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo, Nigeria, Congo, and Sierra Leone. During this period, the DRC reported more than 3,000 suspected cases annually, with a peak of 6,216 suspected cases and more than 220 deaths in 2020. Cameroon reported new cases in 2018 that were genetically similar to Clade 2 strain from Nigeria. Additional cases followed in 2020 and 2021. Congo and Sierra Leone each reported 2 cases of monkeypox during this period. And in summer of 2021, a case of monkeypox was found in the United States. A resident who traveled from Nigeria to the United States. Someone might say, yes, what is the big deal? It is just one case, Mr. Bioinformatics. Let me tell you something. It's far more serious than that. The ease of various means of transportation enables disease to spread quickly. A year later, in May 2022, an outbreak of monkeypox appeared suddenly and rapidly across Europe, Americas, Australia, and then all 6 countries in Africa. So anyone may get monkeypox. For example, in Africa, most cases are among children under 15 years old. Children, pregnant people, and people with weak immune systems are at risk for complications from monkeypox. Also, people with a history of eczema are at higher risk. This global outbreak of monkeypox forced the WHO to declare that monkeypox is a public health emergency of international concern, or PHEIC. WHO published a strategic preparedness and response plan. The real question here is, are we about to replay the COVID-19 movies over again? On August 19, 2022, an article was published by the American Society of Microbiology titled Monkeypox versus COVID-19. There have been 38,019 monkeypox cases in 93 countries, with 37,623 of those cases occurring in countries that have not historically reported for the disease. More than 11,800 cases have been reported in the USA alone, more than any other countries in the world, prompting the Biden administration to declare monkeypox as a public health emergency. And this understandably sparks the question, do global monkeypox outbreak mark the beginning of another full-blown pandemic? While there are similarities between monkeypox and COVID-19, as both are zoonotic diseases, which means that they can spread from animal to human, there are distinguishing features with important application for disease transmission and outbreak dynamics. For example, COVID-19 was a serious threat. It has many mutations. We studied the virus, trying to find treatment or vaccine, then the virus kept mutating, making it harder to control. Unlike monkeypox, which has less mutations, tend to be more stable. Monkeypox has larger DNA genome. It tends to develop more slowly than other viruses with a smaller genome, such as COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2. However, despite its structural complexity, monkeypox is less transmissible between humans compared to other viruses like COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2. Monkeypox typically requires close contact with bodily fluids, lesions or respiratory droplets for transmission. This means it spreads less than COVID-19, which can be transmitted through the air or over longer distances. SARS-CoV-2 is an RNA virus, meaning it uses RNA instead of DNA as its genetic material. But does it differ? When the virus replicates, it relies on an enzyme called RNA polymerase to copy its RNA. However, RNA polymerase isn't very accurate. It's like a photocopier that frequently makes mistakes. This is because it lacks strong proofreading abilities. Proofreading meaning it doesn't catch and correct the errors in the genetic code as it copies. While SARS-CoV-2 have an additional enzyme called the exoribonuclease. This enzyme can fix some of these errors. It doesn't prevent all of these errors. As a result, the virus quickly accumulates mutations, leading to rapid emergence of new variants, like Delta and Omicron. These variants can have changes in their spike protein, which may help the virus enter and infect the cells more effectively. In contrast, the monkeypox has a double-stranded DNA genome, which replicates more accurately than RNA. This is because the enzyme DNA polymerase responsible for copying DNA. This enzyme has strong proofreading abilities. These proofreading abilities allow DNA polymerase to correct many of these mistakes during replications, leading to fewer mutations and slower genetic changes compared to RNA viruses. So if the virus is more stable, why we are afraid? Let me tell you, my dear, that the danger of monkeypox lies in its higher mortality rate, especially for certain clades, and its ability to cause severe symptoms, including painful lesions, fever, and systemic infections. People with monkeypox can become very sick. For example, the skin can become infected with bacteria, leading to abscess or serious skin damage. Other complications including pneumonia, corneal infection with loss of vision, pain or difficulty swallowing, vomiting and diarrhea, causing severe dehydration or malnutrition, sepsis, which is infection of the blood, and even death. The mortality rate for some strains can reach up to 10%, particularly in areas with less access to medical care. Poxvirus, including monkeypox, usually acquire about 1 to 2 mutations per year. However, monkeypox has accumulated nearly 50 mutations compared to strains from 2018 to 2019 in just 1 year. It's not clear how these changes affect the spread of monkeypox. On March 28, 2023, a researcher from the University of Madrid published a study titled Pathogenesis of the Circulating Monkeypox Virus and its Adaptation to Humans. Despite this research, the reasons behind the high transmissibility of the monkeypox clade in 2022 remain unclear. Several transmission cases have no explanations. For example, in United Kingdom, which has one of the best healthcare systems in all Europe, had about 7 cases of monkeypox between 2018 to 2021. Then suddenly, the cases started to increase, leading to an outbreak. The outbreak has mainly been in gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men, without documented history of travel to endemic countries. And up to 31st of December 2022, there were 3,732 cases reported in the United Kingdom. 3,553 of total cases were in England, 34 in Northern Ireland, 97 in Scotland, and 48 were in Wales. While the countries were struggling with the virus, WHO decided to take a serious step. What, Mr. Bioinformatics? To end the virus? No, WHO decided to change the virus name from monkeypox to Mpox. The World Health Organization renamed the disease in 2022 to follow modern guidelines for naming illnesses. But the good thing is that according to the CDC, from January 22 to August 22, although the number of global confirmed cases of COVID-19 was 296,643,720 cases, but in the same period confirmed cases of monkeypox were 31,799 cases. I was just kidding, my friend. World Health Organizations are increasingly alarmed by the latest monkeypox outbreak, driven by more lethal and infectious variant than the strain behind 2022 outbreak, with this new version predominantly affecting children. According to WHO, 70% of DRC cases are in children under 15 years old, contracted the disease through contact with infected family members or at school. The 2022 outbreak was triggered by clade 2, one of 2 types of monkeypox, which is milder and less transmissible than clade 1. But what are the difference in virulence between different clades of the virus? On 14th of February 2023, a study was conducted titled Virulence Differences of Monkeypox Virus Clade 1, Clade 2A, and Clade 2B. The study was conducted by researchers from the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. Genome sequencing has revealed differences between different strains, classified as Clade 2B and the prior Clade 2A and the Clade 1 virus. But whether these differences contribute to virulence or transmission has not been determined. The study was done on mouse and showed that Clade 1 is the most virulent, followed by Clade 2A, followed by Clade 2B. When COVID-19 came onto the scene, there were already vaccines that protect against monkeypox. A vaccine trademarked Genius is currently being used for widespread vaccination efforts. This vaccine was developed to prevent smallpox and is also protective against monkeypox in adults 18 years and older. Also, ACAM 2000 vaccine. It is approved for immunization against smallpox and could be made available for use against monkeypox under an expanded access investigational new carded protocol. Generally, vaccines should be given within 4 days of contact with someone else who has monkeypox, or within up to 14 days if there are no symptoms. It is recommended for people at higher risk to get vaccinated to prevent infection with monkeypox or Mpox, especially during an outbreak. Unfortunately, according to the WHO and New York government, there is no specific treatment approved for monkeypox. However, there is an antiviral called teicoplanin, or T-pox, approved to treat smallpox. It can be used for people who are at high risk for severe illness or have severe symptoms from Mpox. Although there are animal studies that show that this medicine may potentially help to prevent type of the virus that cause monkeypox. And we are learning more about how it works and whether it helps to treat Mpox in people. On Wednesday, 14th of August 2024, the African CDC signed an agreement with the European Commission's Health Emergency Authority and Bavarian Nordic, the manufacturer of Genius, for 215,000 doses. In addition, a US spokesperson said in addition to ongoing health support, in the last few months the United States has provided an additional 17 million USD to support the Clade 1 Mpox preparedness and response efforts in Central and Eastern Africa. So don't worry, my dear friend, the world is cooperating to fight against this virus. And in case if you get the virus, don't panic, as stress always makes things worse. WHO said that most people with Mpox will recover within 2 to 4 weeks. Tell anyone you have been close to recently, so the virus will not spread. Isolate yourself at home or in hospital if needed, so you prevent spread of the virus until the end of the infectious period. Cover the lesions and wear medical masks in the presence of others to help spread of the virus. Don't pop blisters or scratch sores, which can slow healing and spread the rash to other parts of the body. Wash your hands with soap and water or hand sanitizer, especially before or after touching sores. Use salt water rinses for sores in the mouth. Take a warm bath with baking soda or oatmeal. This can reduce itching and pain. And of course, stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water and other fluids. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. See you next time.